In this video, we are going over the Math 1 EOC explanations for problems 16 through 20. Okay, for problem 16, I am going to work this out, but I need to have a disclaimer. They have changed these standards a little bit. So question 16 and question 20 are based on a similar standard. One of these problems will probably not be on the test, but I'm not sure which one. So I'm going to go over it and make sure you know it, because they might ask you about it or they might not. All right. The first thing I need to do is I need to remember that when I have something and it's raised to a fractional exponent, that the top number is my power and the bottom number is my root. Okay? The other thing I need to remember is that we talked about how we jailbreak, right? Well, the number on the outside is how many it takes to break out. So I'm going to go ahead and do my factor tree. I already know that 8 breaks into 2 times 2 times 2. I've got 2 x's, 3 y's, and 4 z's. It's the cube root, so it takes 3 people to break out. We said 1 lives, these die. X doesn't have enough. A y breaks out, these die. Z, these die. And I'm left with, it's kind of hard to see, but I still have 1 z left over. So when I rewrite my answer, I have 2yz cube root of x squared z. That's what's left inside. Okay? Well, based on that, I can go ahead and rule out these two. This is fraction stuff. I don't even know what they're doing. These are bad. And answer choices. Okay? I know that I'm really close, except that they've written their answer in fraction form and mine's still in radical form. So I need to change it. Well, that's where this comes in. Remember, the top number is my power, the bottom number is my root. So I need to take x squared cube root. So that means x to the 2/3. Square root, I'm squaring it and I have the cube root. The other thing here is I have a z. Well, there's 1 z, so that's really z to the, there's a z out here, drop this down. And there's a z in here to the what? 1/3. Top number is my power, bottom number is my root. From there, hopefully you can see that I've got x to the what? 2/3. This is x to the 2/3. The answer is B. If you want to know where they got that 4/3 from for the z, this is 1. Well, all of this is being multiplied. Well, z to the first times z to the 1/3. When you're multiplying and they have the same base, what do? Add the exponent. So you have 1 plus 1/3, which is 4/3. That's where that comes from. All right. So the answer is, sorry, it looks like it's the answer. These are not it. C and D are not right. B is correct. Okay, for 17, it says a school purchases a box of candy bars. Each box contains 50 candy bars. Each box costs $30. How much does the school have to charge for each candy bar to make a profit of $10 per box? Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is if I know each box costs 30 and there's 50 candy bars, I want to know what's the price per candy bar at cost. Okay, so if I don't sell them, how much should I have to pay per candy bar? Well, the way that I do that is I take $30 and I divide it by the 50 candy bars. Okay, when I do that, I'm going to get the decimal 0.6. That means that each candy bar costs me 60 cents. Okay, so how much do I have to charge to make a what? A profit of $10 per box. Well, a profit of $10 per box would mean that it would be a total of 30 plus 10, which is $40 for the box. If I sell the box for 40 bucks, I'm going to make a profit of $10. Well, how much do you need to charge what? For each candy bar? I'm going to use the same process. $40 divided by 50 candy bars, and I get 0.8. See. For 18, it says energy and mass are related by the formula E equals mc squared. M is the mass of an object and c is the speed of light. Which equation finds m given c and e? So basically, if you look at your choice, they want you to solve for what? M. So here's my formula, E equals mc squared. This is being multiplied. I want to get m by itself. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I'm going to divide both sides by c squared. That means that this and this are going to cancel. I'm left with E over c squared equals m. which is C. 19. It is supposed that the equation represents the value of a car from 1964 to 2002. What year did the car have the least value? Okay, least value. And these are my years. And they're telling me that x equals 0 means 1964. Well, 1 year after that means this is x equals 1. This is x equals 6. And then 6 years after 1964. 11 years after 1964. And 16. Okay, so these are my x values. Since this is calculator active, to me the best thing to do would to enter this into your y1, and then you can graph it, but you really don't need to. After you enter into y1, you should have a table function. Okay, so you can see the table, and then record the values for each one of these. When x is 1, you should see 362.5. When x is 6, you should see 1499. When x is 11, you should see 975.5. And when x is 16, you should see 1492. Okay? So when it says what unit has the least value, it is clearly what? C. $975 is the smallest amount. Okay, again, number 20 is like number 1. I'm not sure how they're going to ask you this. They've changed the standard a little bit. They didn't remove it, but they altered it. So they could ask you this, or they could ask you something different, but it's the same principles apply. Okay? So I have a fractional exponent, and anytime you have a power to a power, you're supposed to multiply. Okay, so that means I need to take 1/3 and times it by -3, which is -3/1. But when I multiply across, I get -3/3, which is -1. So now this is x to the -1. But if you notice, they didn't give me x to the -1 as an answer choice. They want me to convert this and get rid of that negative. Okay? Well, when you have a negative exponent, it needs to be moved, right? So this needs to come down, which means I'm going to have 1/x, okay? This would be if you had x to the 1/2, okay? So don't pick A, that's x to the 1/2. All right, and that's the end for this.